Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Please subscribe if you are new, since this channel is a very new channel and we would benefit greatly for anybody that would subscribe, smash that like button, and leave a comment down below. But today we're going to be looking at election predictions from various sources. Now, the election predictions for 2020 were honestly all over the place. You had some people who believed that Trump would win in a landslide, mainly from the far right, sort of deluding themselves. And then there were also a lot of establishmentarian media type figures who believed that Biden would win much more convincingly than he did. But in any case, there were a lot of independent media sources, such as the Red Eagle Politics, which has an outspoken Trump bias, and Let's Talk Elections, which has a subtle liberal bias, that were much more on as far as the actual election results go than many other sources, even the establishmentarian ones. Even though Red Eagle Politics and Let's Talk Elections were on opposite sides of the political spectrum. So as you can see right here, we have the Let's Talk Elections map, the election predictions that Let's Talk Elections believe would occur for each of the states. Compare that to the actual election results, and you'll see that it's just not too far off. This is the Red Eagle Politics map, which again is not too far off, but is slightly to the right of the actual election results. As you can see, LTE is a little bit to the left. But even though these two predictions aren't too far off from the actual results, you can see that they're pretty far off from one another. The Let's Talk Elections map shown here has a lot less red than the Red Eagle Politics map. Now, I'm wondering if we can do even better than this, even though these two guys were pretty much spot on. What if, by averaging the two maps, we can come up with a better election result? That is, let's say that Red Eagle Politics, the right-leaning channel, characterizes something as tilt Democrat, and Let's Talk Elections characterizes it as likely Democrat. Then, averaging the two, we get lean Democrat, and indeed, that is the case for the state of Michigan, where Red Eagle Politics characterizes it as tilt Democrat, and Let's Talk Elections characterizes it as likely Democrat. Now, at the end of the day, we see that in the actual election results, we get lean Democrats. So they were spot on for the state of Michigan if we are indeed averaging what they do. Now, the average election predictions for Red Eagle Politics and Let's Talk Elections is right here. The only state that is off here, the only state that this map predicts incorrectly is the state of Georgia, which it says will go to Trump by a tilt margin, but actually goes to Biden by a tilt margin. Now, some of the margins here are off, but if we're going by individual states, no prediction is off by more than one characterization shade. What I mean by that is, let's say something is predicted to go lean Democrat, then it either went lean Democrat, or tilt, or likely Democrat, but didn't go tilt Republican or anything else. It only went as it was predicted, or one characterization off. This is an amazingly accurate election result here. The only thing that is off is Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District, which the average of the predictions said would go to Biden by a tilt margin, but actually went to Biden by a likely margin. But overall, I have to give this a glowing recommendation for the future. I think that this could be an amazing way to predict elections going forward. And this is what I will use, at least in part, to predict elections going forward.